What we do is we rescue all pugs regardless of age or medical condition. I grew up with pugs and I've always had a pug except the time I was in the military. And then when I moved to the area, people were always asking me, is there a pug rescue? And I thought there was, so I kept referring them to the shelters and found out there wasn't a pug rescue, so I decided to start one, thinking that I would help out here and there. But as it turned out, it grew pretty fast, and now we've rescued over 7,500 pugs.
So whenever we were going through the process of adopting and rescuing Sushi, we went through DFW Pug Rescue. It's a local organization specifically for pugs that need to be rescued. We got pretty lucky and we found him pretty quickly. Pug Rescue, it's mostly older dogs because they are rescues, so you're not getting a puppy. But the older dogs brings the perks. Sushi was pretty well trained. He hasn't really been to the bathroom in the house that often. He's really well trained. He sits, he shakes, he can lay down, he loves to snuggle.
When the troops get orders to deploy, they got to do something with their animals, so we rescue a lot of military dogs. We also rescue dogs because of death, divorce, relocation, marriage, and we get some dogs from estates. We also get dogs from the police department. When people get arrested, they have to do something with their pets, so we get pets that way also. And what they need to do is they need to fill out an application, and it's very similar to a dating form. You answer questions, what kind of pug do you want? Do you want a fawn or a black one? Do you want a male or a female? What age group do you want? Would you take a special needs pug? And what we do is we try to match your application to the pugs that come in. We never know when we're going to receive pugs, so it could be at the spur of the moment. If we don't have any pugs now, by tomorrow we may have 4 or 5 available for adoption.
They hold events for pug owners to come and meet and greet and have their pugs hang out together, meet at dog parks just like the one we're at today. It's a lot of fun, really.
So our big event in the fall is the Halloween event. We call it the Pugoween. At that event, it's always in October, and we usually have about 400 to 500 pugs in costumes, and we get about 1,000 people to participate in there. We are an all-volunteer organization. For 20 years, the organization's been run by volunteers, so we need volunteers for everything. For example, if you only have a few hours to donate your time, we have the events group, and the events may be like the Pugoween, comes once a year, and we usually need 4 hours or 5 hours of your time. So once a year you can volunteer for the Pugoween. If we have an event coming up that requires like 2 or 3 hours and you want to volunteer for that, we can use you there. We need volunteers to pick up and transport pugs. For example, if a shelter calls us and they need a pug picked up, we have transporters that will pick them up and drop them off at our vet clinics. We have volunteers that work on our website. We have volunteers that do our newsletter. We have volunteers that foster. Foster is our big area because we need a lot of fosters since we don't have a place to keep our pugs.